Welcome to the demonstration of Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013, the brand new version of this award-winning software. We're going to show you how Microsoft Dynamics CRM can help professionals in sales, marketing, customer service, and many other areas be more prepared, more productive, and more collaborative. So we're going to start with a fictional business called Contoso, which is a multinational that specializes in 3D printers and associated software. Located worldwide, we're going to follow a day in the life of different professionals in both sales and customer service. So there's going to be two parts to this demonstration. The first one is going to be called Sales Reimagined, in which Contoso wants to deliver more revenue faster, like all companies. So our sales team are spending too much time on administrative stuff, non-selling activities inside and outside the office. And our sales management doesn't have such a good insight into their pipeline. They need to better drive predictability of revenue and identify outstanding salespeople, and those that need coaching and development. And then on the customer care side, we want to increase the number of loyal customers to outstanding customer care. And we want our representative to be spending more time really resolving problems and issues rather than tracking down answers, looking for information. And on the management level, we also want to ensure that the teams are operating as efficiently as possible with a high degree of first contact resolution. We want to drive a better knowledge management strategy so that our entire team are better prepared, better equipped to solve customer issues. So let's get started with a sales scenario, a day in the life of Terry Adams, a sales rep. What he cares about, he wants to close more deals faster. He wants to make his non-selling activities faster so he can focus more time on selling. So what does he need? Well, he needs simple, insightful contact management. He needs insight into the deals he's working on. He needs to know about the people he deals with. He needs all the information that he has at his fingertips about the accounts he manages. He needs to be smarter about his prospects and about his customers. So Terry's using Outlook to access CRM, so he has access to his email, his calendar, his task, and everything else, and also his CRM data. So he starts his day on the sales activity dashboard where he sees his pipeline, he sees what the sales leaderboard is currently like, so he's doing fairly well, that's the middle graph. He sees a progress towards his sales objectives and links on the right hand side to his open leads and open opportunities. So if you look at the top right hand corner, Terry's been assigned a number of leads, including a new one at Adam Carter. So he's going to open that record. This is the lead record for Adam Carter. Now, if you look at the top of the form, we see a process going from qualify to develop to propose to close. That's a fully customizable aspect of Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013, which allows salespeople to follow a certain process. Now, it doesn't have to be this way. Certain fields can be omitted, others can be mandatory. So it's a guide so that nothing gets forgotten in the sales process. So the first thing Terry is going to do is try to find out whether this new lead, Adam Carter, that came through the website, is already known in our system. So he's going to enter the person's name and do a quick search of the database to find out whether Adam Carter is already in there. Indeed he is, so he's going to link the existing contact record to this lead. Now, Adam Carter is a product engineer for a company called Northwind Traders. So same thing, we're going to try to find out whether Northwind Traders is already known as an account in our database. And again, Northwind Traders is known. They have several offices that we could deal with. We're going to pick the one that's in our region. Terry is now going to quickly open the company record to find out a bit more about Northwind Traders. This is the account form, so it includes a number of bits of information, including contact details. It has a link to a big map, so we can see exactly where this company is located. And it also has a link called Inside View, which will give us real-time information from the internet about Northwind Traders. Let's have a look. Inside Zero is actually a little search engine that constantly looks at the internet and finds information about this company. So it could be in the overview, the industry they're in, the number of employees, revenue, those sorts of things. If we click on Buzz, we have an overview of the current news concerning Northwind traders. So we have, for example, RSS feeds, blog posts about them. We can also connect automatically with their Twitter account or their Facebook page. And if we open the People tab, we have a list of individuals working for that company. And again, we can have a link to their Twitter feeds if they have one, or their LinkedIn profile. So having viewed information about the company, Terry is now going to go back to the lead record and try to find out more about Adam Carter's interest in Contoso's product. So he's going to make a phone call, and Microsoft Dynamics CRM is integrated with different phone systems. In this case, we're going to use the Skype integration, but Link is also available, and of course a number of other CTI computer telephone integration tools on the market. So just by clicking on the phone number, CRM is going to open Skype and is going to make a phone call directly from my computer. Once I've made the call, a record appears automatically within the activities of the lead, and I can take a few notes, and that will be available to view by anyone who has access to that lead for future reference. So Terry's recorded a bit of information here, and Adam has indicated that they have a strong interest on the market for 3D printers, and the purchase time frame is going to be this quarter. So Terry is now going to fill in more information in the process section of the lead based on his conversation with Adam Carter. So Terry has made some progress in qualifying the lead. He's identified the purchase time frame, the budget, the process that they will use to finalize that purchase. He's identified the decision maker. He can now change the status of the lead from new to contacted. Based on the information, Terry is now going to qualify the lead, which will convert it from being a lead to being an opportunity, meaning a potential sale linked to an account and to a contact. So the name of the record in CRM has now changed from lead to opportunity, but you'll notice that the process at the top is the same. We've now gone from the qualify process, which applies to a lead, to the develop part, which applies to an opportunity. In the middle section of the form, we have what is called in CRM the activity feed, which is like an internal overview of what's going on with this record. So we can see that this lead was qualified, an opportunity was created, and the probability was changed by the system to 20%. So what Terry is going to do is enter a new post asking for help with 3D printers. Just a few minutes later, after refreshing his activity feed, Terry realizes there's been a reply from one of his colleagues, Chris Ashton, which indicates that he's able to help. So just by hovering over the picture, Chris's picture, Terry is able to find out about Chris's presence and decides to try to initiate a chat with him. Having had a conversation with a 3D printer specialist, Terry is now ready to enter a bit more information about the opportunity. So he's first going to enter an estimated closing date later in the quarter, which will be useful for pipeline forecasting purposes. He can also enter an estimated revenue based on his conversations with the customer and internally with a specialist of the product. There is also going to add stakeholders to the form. This could be internal or external individuals who have an interest in the opportunity in some way. The first person he's going to add is Joe Lawrence, who's the VP of Product Engineering. This being a big deal, he would like to be involved. His role in the opportunity will be that of a decision maker internally. So the process task of identifying stakeholders has been completed. Other bit of information can be added, such as the current situation of the customer, the customer need, and the proposed solution. The more information is put in the opportunity form, the better it will be for future reference or for colleagues of Terry's to close the opportunity. However, that information is not mandatory. Terry is now going to add sales team members to the opportunity. And a person who needs to be involved will be Chris Ashton, who's a technical sales professional. And finally, Terry is going to add a competitor, which will be a company called Fabricam. With all that information, the opportunity is now ready to proceed to the next stage, which will be the proposal stage. So this is the end of Terry Adams' role as a sales representative. We're now going to go on to another person in the company. And that other person is going to be Walter Harp, who's a sales manager. Now what he wants is to be able to coach and mentor the sales team. He wants forecasting for his bosses. He wants to have sales meetings and sales calls with team members. And he wants to be able to measure the results and identify sales trends. So what he needs to do that is tools that will allow him to review sales performance, both historical and current. And he wants to be able to have a constant analysis of his pipeline in order to optimize sales team effectiveness. So Walter's on his way to work, and he's able to have a look at his CRM data on his smartphone. In this case, we have a Windows mobile interface, but CRM 2013 is also available for Android, iPhone, and tablets such as iPad or Windows 8 tablets. So in this case, Walter is going to check his activity feed, that's the What's New section, in order to find out what's going on today. So the way the What's New section works, a little bit like Twitter, you're able to follow different records or different people. Now, Walter, being a sales manager, obviously is interested in sales opportunities, and he sees what's going on in this department regarding this opportunity for 3D printers for Northwind traders. So he's able to see the conversation between Terry Adams and Chris Ashton, and he sees that this opportunity has progressed very well and is now just about ready to be closed. So even before going to work, Walter is able to add a little note to the opportunity wall, which will be visible on the opportunity wall itself and also on its owner's wall, which will be Terry Adams. So it's going to appear in Terry's activity feeds as well. The What's New section is basically an easy way to motivate or to praise your team, and you don't have to be in the office. With an internet-facing deployment or with CRM Online, the data you need is available at your fingertips wherever you may be, on the road, in the office, at home, or wherever you have access to a smartphone or tablet. So Walter's post is now visible to anyone following these records, and he can now head back to the office and continue his work on CRM on his computer. So still following Walter Harp, who's Terry's manager, Walter wants to spend a lot more time coaching his team and helping them in closing their deals faster. So he doesn't want to waste his time on day-to-day tasks, which can be automated through CRM. But what he does need to do is have insight into the health of the business. So back in the office now, on his PC, he also starts on the CRM 2013 interface on a web browser. So here you have the main user interface for CRM 2013, and the first thing you'll notice at the top is that all the records are available in one place, so there's no need to open multiple windows. Everything will be visible, and the very top part of the ribbon will always tell you where you are in CRM. The main modules being, as usual, sales, marketing, and service. So here we are in sales, and more specifically, we are on the What's New section. You also have access, of course, to the core records, which are accounts, contacts, leads, and opportunities. And of course, we can also add more collateral type records, such as quotes, or any custom entities. So the top part is optimized for touchscreens and for Windows 8, but of course is available on any other device. So on his activity feed, Walter notices there's a document, a sales proposal, developed by Terry, awaiting his approval. So the document approval record in CRM linked to the opportunity itself includes a link to a SharePoint document. So there is a full integration between CRM 2013 and SharePoint. So all of these documents are located in folders that mirror the structure of CRM. So in this case, we have a specific folder created for the opportunity where the document is available. So all Walter has to do is check the proposal and click approve the document. It's just a tick box. He can now mark the document approval activity as being complete, which will allow Terry to release the proposal to the customer. So going back now to the main CRM screen, we're still in the sales menu. Walter is now going to go to the left-hand box, which is dashboard. Every department, every individual, based on their security privileges, can have a different dashboard, which is fully customizable and will give users a real-time view on the information that matters to them. So this is Walter's main dashboard. We have the sales management dashboard, which includes an overview of the pipeline for each of the sales team members. So we have forecast in red and actuals in green, and a few other charts at the bottom, including sales pipeline by representative at different stages. And on the right hand side, we have a bit more advanced reporting capabilities using Excel. Again, there is a full integration between Microsoft Excel and Dynamics CRM 2013. Scrolling down to the bottom of the dashboard, we have a few other charts, such as quarterly performance, actual revenue by month, and the sales leaderboard based on won opportunities. So obviously one thing that Walter is concerned about is the performance of his team, and he notices that one of the sales team members, Mark Harrington, has a very big discrepancy between his estimated revenue in red and the actuals in green. So he's wondering whether Mark is actually reporting accurately of potential revenue. He may be a little bit too optimistic. So Walter's going to do a drill down on this dashboard to find out more information about the records that make up this particular chart. Mark Harrington has a number of opportunities that are currently in progress. So Walter is going to drill down a little bit and try to find out what pipeline phase they're currently at. Different types of chart can be selected for a drill down. We're going to use the funnel, which is traditional for pipeline reporting. From this chart, Walter can see that Mark has a significant amount of uncommitted revenue that's projected to close this month. So it could mean that he is a little bit too optimistic, or he needs a bit of help in terms of closing deals. So based on this information, Walter knows that he needs to have a conversation with his salesperson and possibly organize some training or coaching. Still with the drill down capabilities of CRM dashboard, we're able to have a view on the records that make up this chart, and we can focus specifically on the ones that are due to close reasonably soon. So the ones at the bottom of the funnel in the pipeline phase number 3 proposal. So there are currently 5 opportunities in Mark Harrington's pipeline that are at the later stages. So Walter can provide assistance, call the customers, or try to close the deals himself. We can now reset the dashboard to the way it was. Walter now would like to do a slightly more advanced analysis, and is going to click on the links provided to a number of Excel files which are synchronized with CRM. So they're using live data from CRM to create a number of charts, pivot tables, or other advanced reporting tools from Excel. The graph in the top right hand corner is an animation that will show Walter the evolution of the sales performance for his 4 sales team members. So in terms of the revenue they've achieved, and in terms of the number of weeks in the quarter. So let's just play this animation and see what happens. So this is the end of the sales part of this demonstration. You've seen how Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013 helps make the life of a sales representative or manager easier by simplifying admin tasks and providing deeper insight into the performance of a sales team. It also helps people remain connected and selling and winning as a team. So it's really about a tool that provides actionable business intelligence and a way to work collaboratively. We're now going to go to the second part of the demonstration, which will be about customer service. So for the customer care excellence part of the demonstration, we're also going to follow 2 people. We're going to start with Jim Hance, who's a customer care representative. And what he wants, of course, is solve as many customer issues as possible, as quickly as possible. And he wants to have the answer. He doesn't want to be looking for it everywhere. And if he can't help directly, he wants to be able to find the right person quickly to resolve the customer issue. So what he needs, well, a case management tool that's simple, intuitive, and that allows him to review both the customer and the case information. You also need access to a knowledge base, that way you can look up and answer questions. So Jim is also using the web interface, and he has his own dashboard, which is the customer service representative dashboard. And what he has here is statistics on the resolution of customer service cases. Top left-hand corner, the satisfaction, from very satisfied to very dissatisfied, based on customer surveys. At the bottom, things like the upsell leaderboard. Obviously, one of the purposes of customer service is to try to sell the customer more products. And at the bottom left-hand corner, an overview of the case mix by origin and by category. The top right-hand corner of the dashboard includes a list of active cases that have been assigned to Jim. So he's going to start by opening the first one in the list. So all the information about the case from the call center is immediately available to Jim. We have a process-enabled form. So a case would normally include three process stages, which is first to identify what exactly the problem is, then research the solution, and finally resolve the problem. So we can see in the middle that a note has been added, and that's based on the conversation that was had between the customer service person at the call center and the customer. So the print option is not available on a 3D model, and apparently the person has added a note that from the knowledge base article, certain file formats need to be converted before printing, but that option is not available. So that issue is obviously important to the customer, and Jim will need to resolve that as soon as possible. Other information that's available on this form, number one, this customer has a gold service level, so it means that there is a certain service level agreement we need to respect, and also we can see that he spent quite a bit of time on the website, which obviously has been unfruitful. He's been unable to find a solution to his problem, and that can lead to frustration. So we need to find out quickly what's been happening. And we're going to look at past interactions between this customer and our company. We can see that the recent activities include a phone call with Adam Carter. So Jim can open that phone call record and view the information if he wishes to, right here from the case. So based on that information and based on the notes taken by Jim's colleague, he's now ready to proceed with the next stage, which is going to be to research the solution to the customer's problem. In customer service, there's no need to invent the wheel every time. CRM 2013 allows users to research similar cases using a find button, and that will be based on keywords. So let's see if there are any similar cases. So using the keyword printing as a subject, Jim says that there was a previous case that was resolved by one of his colleagues. So he's going to have a look at the case resolution information. And indeed, a workaround has been found, which would obviously be crucial information, as it would enable Jim to quickly resolve this particular case. Since this information basically solves Jim's problem, he's going to send a quick thank you note on the old cases activity feed to just notify the user that his solution is indeed one that works across the board. So a new post on the cases wall can be addressed to a specific user, meaning that it will appear on the wall pertaining to the case, but also on the case owner's wall. So in this case, we are sending a message to Mark Harrington, but however, that message will be visible to anyone who follows him, follows this case, or has access to the records. Jim can now click Found a Solution on the view on the old case, which will have the effect of putting this case in the similar cases grid on the new case. They will be linked, and anyone in the future who has a similar issue can refer to both of them. So the linked case is now visible on the form at the bottom left-hand corner, Convert and Print 3D Models. That's a link to the previously resolved case. Jim will now prepare to call the customer. So we're still in the case form, but the customer details are on the right-hand side, visible within the same interface. No need to open a new form. And Adam Carter's phone number is visible there. So by just clicking on the phone number, that will open the computer telephone integration that has been chosen by the user. In this case, we will initiate a Skype call just by clicking on this number. After completing the call, a pop-up screen appears on the case form, allowing Jim to make a few notes, and a record of those notes and of the phone call will be visible to anyone having access to the case in the future. Now Jim would like to initiate the referral process, so he wants to inform the customer account manager, which is Terry Adams, that he should follow up with this customer immediately, as they may wish to upgrade their current hardware. So Jim is going to send a post to Terry using the activity feed or wall pertaining to the case. By using Terry's identifier, that message will also appear in Terry's activity feed or What's New section. Jim would also like this particular post to appear on the wall of the account, Northwind Traders, as he believes that could be of interest to anyone following this account. To do that, he's also going to add the identifier of the account to the post. So this is a post linked to two separate users, to a case, and to a contact at the same time. Jim is now going to tick the box Upsell Referral before resolving the case. The predicted satisfaction is an estimation by the customer service person of what he or she feels is going to be the result of the case from the customer's point of view. The actual satisfaction, just above it, is a locked field, and that will be filled in automatically when the customer survey is carried out. So Jim can now proceed to the next stage of the case process, which will be to resolve it. The case is marked as being resolved. Something needs to be written to indicate the nature of the resolution. Billable time is an option, if appropriate, and other comments or remarks can be added. And the final step of Jim's work on this case is going to be to add a task for the knowledge management team to add a knowledge base article regarding 3D printers. And that's going to be done again through the activity feed. The task priority can be changed to high. And the task itself can be assigned either to an individual user or to a team, in this case, the knowledge management team. This is the end of Jim Hans's role as part of the customer care excellence scenario. We're now going to move on to the management level. So the next person we're going to introduce in this demo is going to be Maria Cameron, who's the customer care manager. What she wants as a manager is to be able to coach and mentor her service team, to improve their level of knowledge, and to accurately measure results and identify customer service trends. What she needs to do that? Well, tools that help her drive better knowledge sharing, and she needs real-time understanding of individual and team performance, such as case volumes or resolution time. So Maria uses the Outlook interface to access CRM, and she has access to a dashboard of her own, which is the Customer Service Operations dashboard. This includes information such as resolved case satisfaction statistics, as well as case mix by origin and by category. So we're going to do a drill down on this information. At the bottom of the dashboard, we have the upsell leaderboard, and Maria is able to expand this chart to view the records that are used to generate it. She can see, for example, that Jim Hans is currently leading in upselling, so she can drill down on the records that he's managed to upsell on in terms of cases, and try to find out more information, which could be useful to the other team members. So based on this, Maria can have access directly to the cases that were the object of upselling, so that the view is called Upsell Cases, and one of these is the one that was just resolved, which is the issue raised by Adam Carter. So this is the record of the original case that was resolved by Jim Hans. So Maria can have access to all that information, including posts, activities, and notes taken. All the history of the interaction with this customer is recorded as part of the case's closed activities, and these include things like phone calls, emails, tasks, appointments. Emails and appointments can of course be tracked directly from Outlook, while phone calls can directly be created from the CTI. Other activities can include things like case resolutions or document approvals. So going back down to the main dashboard, Maria would like to see the number of high priority cases and which channel they usually arrive through. Here, by drilling down on the case mix by priority chart, she's able to see that in the particular case of the ones arriving to the website, there's quite a high number of high priority cases. So this information will be useful for her to try to address customer queries. She can now reset the dashboard to its original state. So this is the end of Maria's role and the end of the customer care excellence part of this demonstration. So Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013 is a very powerful tool that not only enables you to have access to all the information you need to make the right decisions in terms of sales, in terms of marketing, in terms of customer service, but also allows you to have all your team, all your company, internal, external stakeholders on the same page with the same information and able to collaborate. CRM 2013 has been improved with a number of new functionalities, which don't just include a nicer and more user-friendly user interface, but also a number of back-end improvements, such as business processes, business logic, and just the ability to make CRM work the way you do. The system matches your processes, not the other way around. Nerea has been active with CRM for 13 years now, since 2000, and has been specifically dealing with Microsoft Dynamics CRM solutions since the very first version. We will be happy to answer any questions you may have and to enter into a discussion on how Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2013 is able to make you more productive and more efficient. Thank you for your attention.